Such a random video, I swear. Um, I think it's like 4:30 or like 5 in the morning. I'm not even sure. You guys can't see me because it's like super like early in the morning, like, and I couldn't sleep. I went to bed early and I couldn't sleep, and I just kind of feel like I was watching this show, this like romance-based show. I was watching the show, and this guy said something that really resonated with me. And it was crazy because like I rarely watch like TV, like for the longest while I rarely watch TV. And I went to bed early, like as soon as I got home running errands, I went to bed early, and I got up around like 4:34, like 4 o'clock. Yeah, because then I saw my phone say 444 like later on, right? And I couldn't go back to sleep because I guess my body is just well rested, which is a good thing, If your body is well rested and you get up a little bit earlier than your normal, routine or schedule for the day, then it's okay. You see what I'm saying? And I was watching this show, and it is like I'm not going to say the name because I don't know like about YouTube and copyright and all that, but I was watching the show, and it was men. These men were telling this lady about like their feelings for her, right? And I was just watching the conversation, the dialogue that this guy was having with this girl. And I literally had an epiphany, I had an epiphany, and I was like, you know what? Like, yeah, like damn right. Like, when it comes to matters of the heart, like you want to hear it from that person. You don't want to necessarily have to, jump through hoops or search all over the place, to know how they feel. And what I was watching was what happened was what I was watching was the guy told his family, right? This guy told his family, like it's like a dating show. This guy told his family that the girl was the one, He went out of his way to tell his family that she was the one. And he was super emotional, and he was just like, feeling like, you could tell that he was invested because the emotion was raw, regardless of the cameras around him, like the emotions were so raw, And as he's saying all these things to her, you could tell there's a disconnect, you could tell that she's not maybe as invested into him or what he's saying versus other people. You see what I'm saying? And so they're living it. So he cannot see what like she's doing with other men, right? But he based what he was saying based upon how she reacted to him, not what other people that were observing their connection or their relationship said, which I thought was genius. I thought it was genius because I'm like, he's so right. Like that guy, I mean, they're right. Like, you don't want someone to be half in and half out. You know what I'm saying? Especially when it comes to, you know, going the extra mile and telling people that you're going to marry somebody, you're going to be with somebody, you're going to share your life, live your life with another person. That means a lot to you. And so when I was watching that, I was like, you know what? Like, so many people in connections can relate to that. You know what I'm saying? And, it's like, screw it. I feel like in life, you get to a point where you're just like, fuck it. Like you want someone to give you the respect to step up and to be assertive, and I think that's very important. And then it was the same thing like with other people that were observing their connection, and they were like, well, did you guys tell each other that you love each other? Did you both share your feelings, And because it's a show, the girl was like, oh no, I'm gonna wait until the very end. And what was so interesting is everybody behind the scenes that heard her say that, or heard one of the people that she was dating say that, were like, well, what if someone else said it? What if, this person is waiting for you? What if this person is waiting for you to say something, and all this time you felt these feelings and you've had this experience, but you've not said anything. And so what it does, sadly, what it does is leave the gate wide open, right, for someone else to come in and, take your person away from you, to convince the other person that they're a better match because they're more vocal, they're more vulnerable, they're more open with their feelings. And that was just so interesting to see, because that's what I feel like, a lot of people do go through and don't really know how to explain exactly what the block is, what that specific block is. You see what I'm saying? And so that is a block, that is a block that a lot of people, and especially like in a twin flame connection, even more so, I feel like that is something that people do struggle with, and it's not fun and it's not cool. And so I was just like, you know what, I'm gonna share this message, because this epiphany, you know like just watching like the interaction was like mind blowing, because that's exactly how I feel. You know what I'm saying? Like that's exactly how I felt many times. It's like, you know, you don't want someone who's going to be afraid. You don't want someone who's going to shy away from this connection. These people on TV, maybe just soulmate, maybe not even twin flame. And look how they're talking. They're talking about, they want to see, they want them to be authentic. They want them to open up, right? Like the guys are saying to the girl, they want her to open up and stop trying to play for the camera, and that was so powerful to watch, and to watch these men cry and express to her that, hey, like, it's not cool. It's not cool that you feel that it's a game. Like, my heart is not a game. Like, nobody's heart is a game out here. And that's what's so sad about the way things for people, and just the way the world is now. Some people, not a lot, but a lot of people think that it's a game, and that, and how many hearts can they break, and how many people can they string along? And that's not cool. Like, that's really not cool. So, me personally, like, this is why, when it comes to matters of the heart, I've had a very bold approach. Like, my approach is very bold. My approach is very direct. And the way that I've always operated my love life is, if I cannot be direct with somebody, if I cannot have the liberty of telling somebody, like, what I'm feeling, and if things are feeling off, and the energy is off, and, we need to have a conversation, then that person's not for me. You see what I'm saying? And I've had a lot of successful relationships in my life because I've specifically chosen people that are compatible with me, and, and that are able to vocalize how they feel. And so, me personally, just like those people I was watching, like, whenever you are around somebody or with somebody, whether in connection or whatever, separation, whatever it is, and that person you feel has shut down, you need to take note of that. You see what I'm saying? And not act like, and not give an excuse to it. You see what I'm saying? Like, if you know that your person, or different people you're dating, right? Like, maybe one person you really like, that you're dating, but they're not being sincere. That's a good word. They're not being sincere with how they feel, or what their motive is, right? It's important to not put excuses on that. It's very important to not try to to not staple on a reason to this person's body or heart or mind, what you think the issue is. Let them tell you what the issue is, right? Like, if you want the relationship to last, if you want the relationship to be successful and beautiful, and you want to grow with each other, you got to be able to communicate, And this is what I think has been my frustration for so long, with my twin, is the 3D, not the 5D. Other twins can understand the 3D communication, cannot be piss poor. Like, you cannot have a healthy relationship without actually talking about how you feel. So if you're listening to this video, right, and that's been you, like the whole time you felt the connection, but you've not like vocalized, your needs, your wants, what you have planned for the future. It's time, it's time to get real, because guess what? Like, so-called unconditional love, like so-called, being there for that person is one thing, but then it's a completely different thing when you take it for granted. And don't get it twisted, especially divine masculines, like do not get it twisted. Like somebody else can take your person. And it has happened before with other people. So it's not like it's impossible. Like it's very possible that your person or anybody out here can find somebody else. It's not that hard. Like especially if you're like very active on social media, or you use dating apps, you go out a lot, you dress to the nine, you know what I'm saying? You smell good, you look good. It's not difficult. You see what I'm saying? And like even the way that I am, like I could do a little bit more than average in how I look and and how I carry myself. And I have like 6'5" guys, I have like about 6 men, you know, like walking up to me, talking to me, wanting to take me out. Like it's not hard at all. And with all due respect, sometimes I question, like, does my twin know who the fuck I really am? Like in this like 3D reality? Like, does he really understand that like I will not wait for him? Like, does he really get that? Like, I will not wait for him. I already made a vlog earlier about how I was offered a job, a career degree based job, with all the hard work I put into college to travel, like business. And that's a big deal. Like, I'm still very young. So to be offered those kind of jobs where I could be international and I can, you know, obviously meet more people is a big deal. It is a big deal. It's not some small little desk job. Like I'm able to network, on a big scale. And I'm not bragging, but I'm very proud of myself. And, you know, I'm just saying, I'm just making it clear that, somebody can take your person. Like you can go with somebody else. And the fact that people's twin, think that it's a joke and that they have all day and all the rest, like their whole life to just drag their feet across the finish line is pathetic. I think it's very pathetic. I don't care who doesn't like what I'm saying. Like, I find it pathetic that people can think that that you have forever. Like, you're not immortal in this vessel, in this body. Like, you do not have forever to string your twin along. You don't have that right. I'm sorry. I'm not speaking for nobody else but myself, but I'm speaking on behalf of divine feminines out here. I am speaking, yeah, for the record, yes, I am speaking on behalf of masculines and feminines who feel like they've been betrayed, who feel like they've been strung along, and it's not okay. And I know, I know that this connection's intense. I know that whether it's a soulmate or your twin flame, you could have more than one soulmate, but you only have one twin flame, and whether it's a soulmate or not, or twin flame or not, like there is maybe more surface level connections, but there is other connections out here, right? That you can dive deep with, you could fall in love with if you chose to, it's a choice. You could choose to pull back or you could choose to move forward. And that's a real reality, and just to put it into perspective, just like in context, proper context, what I'm simply saying is I am not naive to the point where I would think that if I was not putting in the effort and not showing up for my twin, that my twin would not be able to pick another woman and marry somebody else. I'm not naive like that. You see what I'm saying? Like if I knew in my heart that I was not giving it my all, it would only be right. It would only be fair that he would find somebody else. And so I feel like the same thing should be understood in his mind. Is like, I can go with somebody else. Like it's not limitless. It's not like it's, forever and ever and ever and ever and ever. Like, on the 5D spiritually, we, especially twin flames, we don't operate off of time, but we do have to respect that time in this reality, in this system, in our world exists. Even if it's superficial, it still exists. And we cannot negate the fact that sometimes it feels like time is running out, you know? Sometimes it can definitely feel like time is ticking. And when you want to have a family, or when you want to, you know, get certain things done in life, and you have people counting on you and you have responsibilities, who the hell has time for that? Like I've gone through this connection while working multiple jobs, in university, at university. But now I'm like, this is a cool thing about growing up, is that you experience life more, and you're able to get a broader view, of a lot of things in life. And so, me graduating is like, for me, it's just the perfect alignment, like, honestly, because there's been so many things that I've been able to do and achieve, you know what I'm saying? And I'm proud of myself. Like, I was just up my bed just thinking to myself, like, I'm just so ridiculously proud of myself. I really am. I really am. And I'm so proud of myself for going through so much that I've gone through, and still coming out on top, just like I knew God would bring me through. I knew that my angels were there for me, and I know they still are. And that's why in my heart, I'm like, you get tired of waiting. You get tired of the excuses, because for me, it's an excuse. For me, I feel like anything that delays or blocks our progress, to me, is an excuse. I don't care if it's childhood trauma. I don't care if it's addiction. I don't care if it's paying bills. I don't care if it's family issue. I don't care. Like, I truly don't care, because everybody has that. It may not be as severe as other people, but I know for a fact that everybody has issues. Everybody has those stumbling blocks in their personal and professional lives that stop them from being able to tend to connections and family and people that you love. I know that. So to me, there is no excuse. Like, can you imagine if you marry somebody? What are you going to do in the marriage? What are you going to do when you're monogamously committed to that one person? What are you going to do? Give an excuse every single time that things get real? You're going to give an excuse and run away? Like, that's immature. Like, that's very immature, in my opinion. You should never take someone for granted. Like, if you were under the same roof, paying bills, raising a family, or having a pet, for God's sake, if you don't even want kids, you have a pet, or, you have family coming over, or whatever, you know what I'm saying? Neighbors visiting, you know what I'm saying? Every time that there's an issue, you're just going to run away. Every time there's a problem, you're just going to shut down. I don't think so. Like, I'm sorry, you all, but I'm not going to accept that. Like, my twin, he can't keep doing this to me, you know. I have not talked to him. I've not reached out to him, for the record. I can't act like I've reached out to him and he's ignored me, because he hasn't. I haven't talked to him. But what I'm saying is, it's an excuse. If you feel the connection, and he does, because I know he does. And it's been this journey, you know what I'm saying? You get to a point where you're like, when are you going to grow the fuck up? When are you going to man up, woman up, you know? When are you going to just be an adult, you know, and handle your business? And that's just how I feel about it. I feel like it's an excuse. I feel that whether it's a karmic, whether it's a soulmate getting in the way, whether it's a booty call getting in the way, whether it's an ex, they have exes that are still in love with them. I don't give a damn. That's just the truth, you all. I don't care who my twin was with before he met me. That's not my problem. When he was younger and he was with, I'm sure he probably dated other people. That's nothing to do with me. You see what I'm saying? And I'm not going to judge him for that. But what I'm saying is, if you're going to allow other behavioral and relationship patterns to filter into a connection as high as this, as a high level as this, you're out of your mind. You know, you cannot, like I said before, you cannot place a 3D template on a 5D connection. You know, like you cannot apply, 3D generic relationships to a soul to soul connection. You just cannot do it. And if you try to, it will not be successful. It will not get off the ground. And that's what I think. I just feel the collective as well. Like I'm speaking for myself, but I do feel like the collective can resonate. You know what I'm saying? Somebody out here can resonate, you know. I'm not trying to speak for the choir because that's not my place. But, if I'm going through this, somebody else out here in the world is going through this. Millions and billions of people, yeah, somebody else out here in the world is going through this. Even if it's just one person, I know what I'm saying. So, enough with the excuses, enough with the time delay, enough with twiddling your thumbs and rocking back and forth on the bench, on the sidelines, it's time to buck the fuck up, either you're gonna, either you could take the heat in the kitchen or you can't, and I'm a straight shooter, I'm a straight shooter, and when my twin went off, well, we went to the same university, but when he went off to be closer to the other campus, we had a very blatant conversation. I was a straight shooter with him, and I told him what I thought, and I told him what I feel, and he told me back. You know what I'm saying? And that was great. But what now? You know what I'm saying? What now? You know what I'm saying? Like, because now, as I'm getting older, time doesn't exist, but now in this reality that I'm getting older, and I love it, quite frankly. I should say more mature. Mature is a better word than older. Now that I'm getting more mature and I have more, life experience, it's a beautiful thing. I actually love, as time passes for me personally, because every year is such a treat. Every year is there's so much that you realize. Like the older you get, like there's so much that you realize, and you don't make the same mistakes. You just, if you're mature, right, you just simply, if you really care about yourself in your life, like you just don't make the same mistakes twice. Like once you made a mistake, or you feel like you've made a hiccup, or like you've maybe chosen poorly, because I do believe now that everything happens for a reason, so I can't even say a mistake. But when you feel like you've derived off of your alignment, is what I should say, you've gone off the beaten path, the rugged, wretched path, and you feel like you've messed up, that you've miscalculated, is what I should say. You have to take note of that, and you have to not do it again. You know what I'm saying? And so I can only hope that for other twins out here, and for my own connection, I can only hope that we've learned. I can only hope that regardless of what age, what background, what job, I can only hope that people have learned that time is of the essence. You know what I'm saying? And that when you have a good thing, don't squander it. Don't mess it up. Don't abandon it for nobody or nothing. Don't take it for granted, because, that grace can run out. God's grace, right? The universe and God's grace is unlimited, is abundant. But in the real world, it's not. You know what I'm saying? Like that grace can be cut off. Like that cushion, that cushy cushion that somebody has to mess around and to play games will run out, and quick. And so, that's what I feel, the collective, and that's what I feel like I've come to realize, and there was a time where I felt like I knew that, within my subconscious mind, there was a point in my connection where I felt like I understood that. I understood so deeply that, time is of the essence and life is so busy. And there was a time where I fought for this connection. There was a time where I was giving it all I could. You see what I'm saying? And when I felt like that time expired on my end, I had to move on. I had to give somebody else a chance, and I did. And when my twin came back around, which he did, and reached out to me, and knew and felt that I was with somebody else, he didn't like it. You know, he shut down like he always fucking does, and he didn't like it. Okay? And I didn't give a shit because guess what? When I was fighting, you were not fighting. You know, when I was fighting for us, you were not fighting for us. I was. You know, when you were playing your games, I was the one who was sacrificing my time, my breaks, you know, at work. You know what I'm saying? You know, going in my work locker, you know, going in my fucking work locker, right? Getting my phone, you know, texting him back, exhausted, get off work, calling him back, you know. I make no apologies for that. You know, I make zero apologies. And I'm not going to apologize to him for any of that. And I'm never going to. Okay? I'm never going to apologize for living my life, you know, when he was living his. You know, I'm never going to feel bad for that. And nobody and nothing can make me feel bad because I gave it my all. You know, it's one thing if I never gave a crap and I was just squandering everything, right? And I was like a whore, you know, and I was just nasty. Like, that's not me. And he knows that, you know. I'm as clean as a whistle. I'm as clean as a freaking whistle. I'm a saint, okay? I'm a saint compared to a lot of people out here, okay? And he knows that. You know, and if he doesn't know that, he needs to know that, okay? Because that perception that maybe he thought about me is incorrect, okay? Is incorrect. And it's funny that I'm saying that because I have the same perception of him, you know? And that maybe it's not fair, you know, to assume that he would be with other people sexually. You know, it's not right for me to assume that. So that I will correct myself on. But the reality remains. You know, the truth of the situation remains. And I make zero apologies. And so if he has a problem, right? If he had a problem with me dating somebody else, well, screw him. Okay? I don't care. I don't care. And guess what? I had fun. You see what I'm saying? I had a lot of fun. And one of the guys that I dated at the time, you know, he had his apartment, right? His apartment had like a city skyline view, you know. I felt like I was in a movie, okay? And he smelled good too. So I'm not gonna feel bad for that shit at all. Because I had fun, you know what I'm saying? I had a lot of fun. And he treated me right, you know, and I'm sorry, like, I'm not gonna feel bad. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna feel like I've messed up because I haven't. Because I haven't. You know, I was there. I showed up. You get me? I showed up. I was the one who was trying to get this connection off the ground, you know, constantly to the point where I was exhausted, you all. It got to a point where I was just over it. You know, I felt like I wasn't getting anywhere with him. You know, I wasn't able to tap into what I needed to tap into to feel confident that we would not go in separation again. It was very, 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 you know, the one word that I could use for it that I've told my friends this as well before, not now, but before when it was just kicking off, is tragic. You know, I told people like, you know, it feels tragic to me because when you know that you have something so real, right? And a person is letting other things in their life get them, you know, to shut down and to not open up, is just, you know, I would say pitiful, but pitiful sounds mean. So I'm not going to say that. And I understand, you know, I understand that Everybody has a different so-called love language and how they, operate in relationships, and that's okay. But with all due respect, like, I don't care about how he operated with other people before me or after me or during with me. I don't care. Like, how do you operate with me though? You know what I'm saying? How do you operate with me though? And if you're not able to gel with me, then we have nothing to work on. We have nothing to discuss. We have nothing to come together on if that's how you want to be. You know, that's how you want to be. And I'm tired of it. I'm tired of it. Like, this whole process of just getting ready for graduation and looking at career jobs and location and where am I going to move to and what I want to do in my life has been so real for me, has been so raw, has been so amazing, because I've been able to think about me for once, and focus on what do I want to do in my life? Who do I want to be? What kind of career and legacy do I want to leave behind? And leave behind with whom exactly? Who is going to complete that picture that I've been working so hard for? I don't want just anybody, I don't want just anybody to just be around. I want somebody that wants to be there. I don't want somebody to be in my life that I feel I'm having to force to be there. And I know I know for a fact that my twin has felt that way. I'm sure he's felt like he's had to, you know, be, tired of trying with me at times too. We both had this happen. Um, and it's hard. Like, it's hard to see their perspective. It's hard to see, where they're coming from, because I'm not in his head like that. Like, I don't think for him. I may know I may know a lot of things about him, just inherently, just because we're twins, but I do not control his mind. I don't think for him. He thinks for himself, is what I'm saying. It's very deep what I'm trying to explain you all. So I don't, from the outside looking in, I don't know what he thinks, is what I'm trying to say. And that goes back to what I said in the beginning is, you want to know from that person. You want that person to tell you what they think, so that if there's a problem, you can fix it. But if there is no communication, how can I fix it? And I'm willing, for the record, I'm willing to get therapy. I'm willing to get help with him. I am, but I can't do it by myself. I can't do it alone. I can't do it alone. And the reality is that if we're having those many issues even before we get married, I don't want to be with him. If I feel like I'm having that many issues, like, I'm smart enough to know, like, if I'm having that many issues, then maybe you're just not the one for me. Maybe you're just not it. You know what I'm saying? Maybe you just can't be it right now for me. And then you have to just let me be and let me go and let me give someone else a chance. You know what I'm saying? It's only fair. And that's why I didn't get you all. That's why I never understood, is like, why was he mad at me when you were not able to properly communicate? You know what I'm saying? You were not properly able to show up the way I needed you to show up, and so somebody else for that time period, whether long or short, had to take your place, had to get my attention, get my love, get my energy, because they showed up. And I'm sorry, that's just how it works. You see what I'm saying? And if there was any other karmics involved, even I understand that, even I understand that if there's a karmic, right? Whether it's, nasty person or not, if there's a karmic, right? And this is just me being the fairest of the fair of the fair. People know me say to me, "Oh, you're very fair." I am very fair. I'm not one-sided. I'm very fair. Maybe too fair, right? It's a situation where if there was a karmic, right? Let's just say hypothetically there was a karmic partner that a divine masculine had. If that karmic partner is giving them good sex, helping them with their life, helping them grow, they get along, who am I to judge? Who am I to judge? Like, honestly now, Like that's kind of how I feel as well. It's like if my twin at any point did have a karmic partner and he was genuinely happy, God bless him. You know, I will focus on myself and let you have your cake and eat it too. If that's how you, if that's really how you want to be, you know, I don't care. Like, as long as I'm good and I feel fulfilled and I feel content, I could care less what he does. You know, I don't need to worry about it. So that's how fair of a woman that I am. I am so fair to the point where I'm like, if there was any karmic at any point that he was consistently with, I would not have a problem with it, because as long as he's happy, then I'm happy. You know, and that's actual, like, real agape love, is like you're willing to risk your own needs and wants just to make somebody else happy, if that's the case. Like, and that was okay with me. Like, I never had a problem with that, you know, um like, ever. And I never will. You know, if somebody else makes him happier than me, then so be it. But I want to know, you know, I want to know, like, what's going on, you know. I really want to know. And it's just so painful. It's just like, it makes me sick, you know. It literally makes me feel sick. It really does. And that to me is the ultimate love, in my opinion, is when seeing a smile on somebody else's face, even if it hurts you, is what you want because they're happy, you know? And I never thought that I would ever love like that. I never thought that I would ever love like that, like, ever in my life. And I've been with a soulmate, you know, many soulmates. And I had a one soulmate relationship where he taught me that, you know? And in a special way, I will always have a piece in my heart for that soulmate that I was with, before I met my twin, because he taught me that, you know. There was many times where I was willing to, you know, step back or step aside, you know, whether professionally for him to pursue, you know, his education, and maybe not have as much time with me, when there was times where he needed to study, you know, he needed to, you know, be in class, he needed to, you know, work these long shifts, and he would FaceTime me, you know what I'm saying? He would call me, and we both had the same issue. You know, I would call him and say, listen, you know, I have to work right now. You know, I can't, you know, this week is busy. I can't get to you. And I had those things happen with my soulmate before my twin. And what was so beautiful about that connection was that he understood me. Yes, you all, I am crying. You can't see me, but I am crying. He was so loving and so patient with me, you know. And I could have married him. I could have. But I would have had to relocate. And at the end of the day, I knew that we were not going to get married. He, you know, in a roundabout way, he did ask me to move in with him. And I declined, you know, because I felt like, no, like, this is not it. You know, I knew that there was something more. You know, I felt it in my bones that there was something deeper than even a soulmate, which is rare, you know. And I knew nothing about twin flames. I knew nothing about anything like this. You see what I'm saying? And so when we mutually decided to, you know, respect all those years, and will always respect each other, I'm not even crying because I'm sad. I'm crying because when the love is real, you can feel that. And I felt that. I felt that with my soulmate. I felt that. I felt that no matter what, there'll always be a place in my heart for him. And I love that we were able to grow and be free, and I wish him the best, you know. But what's so crazy is even he knew. Even my soulmate knew. My soulmate knew that I had something else within me, and that I'm here on this planet for something so much more. Like, he knew that. And he told me that. He knew that, and he told me that. And even though I didn't know what he meant, on a soul level, I felt it. And he said to me, Simone, like, you have so much to accomplish, you have so much to do. And I said, I know. And it's been so hard. And I told him that. I told him, like, I know. And he said, don't let anyone stop you. Don't let anyone stop your life. And I said, I know. I know. And I said, and I told him, I said, there's something deeper. And I said to myself, I want something deeper. Even though that love was so real, I said to him, I want something deeper. And it wasn't even like, not even 6 months or 5 months later, I met my twin, you know, and everything just made sense and continues to make sense. And I honored how I felt, you know, and I didn't want to marry him. I didn't want to marry my soulmate. I didn't feel like that was a move. So, you know, and and the thing was, it wasn't even sad. Like, to leave that relationship wasn't even sad, because everything that we needed to do or say or learn, we did. You know, it wasn't even sad. It was just like, we both knew that, you know, that chapter was over, and we respect each other. And the sad thing is, a lot of people that leave their exes hate each other. You know, look at how many people you know in your own life where they're blasting their ex on social media, and they're trying to sabotage their exes. Like, that's not in my heart. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I've never had that issue. To be honest with you, I've never had that issue. Like, and that's why when it comes to my twin, I'm so hurt and confused, because I've never had a bad ending. I've never had a problem, ever. Like, every relationship that I've ended or walked away from has been respectful, has been transparent. You know, I don't have that issue. And I'm not saying my twin does. I'm just saying I don't have that issue. I don't have a problem with being transparent about what I need in a relationship and what I expect. You know, I don't have those issues. So when I come across a person who I feel does have those issues, it concerns me, you know, and that's my right. And that cry felt so good. That cry felt so good. Oh my God. That just felt so good to cry, you all. You should try it sometime. And I'm not even a crier, but I really had to cry because it just felt, you know, I can't deny raw feelings, and I needed to cry, and I'm happy I just cried. So Absolutely. You see what I'm saying? Absolutely. Like, I never have a problem having respect for an ex, having respect for somebody that I was with, and then saying, like, bye, you know, I wish you all the best. No hard feelings whatsoever. And the same thing goes to my twin. You know, the same thing goes to him. I have no hard feelings towards him, but the way that he's moving is making me have a problem with him. It's making me upset. And I don't want to be upset. I want to be in love. I want to be happy. I want to feel like that, you know? But I can't do it by myself. I can't make this connection successful and forever in the 3D without his help. I can't do it alone. I just simply, you all cannot do it alone. You know, I can't. And so what am I supposed to do? You know? You know, I could go down the rabbit hole. I can go down the rabbit hole and say, oh, you know, everything we're supposed to do, we've already done. But I don't feel that way, you know. I don't feel that, you know. If that was the case, I would know. And I don't feel that way, you know. And that's what hurts even more, is that, you know, if I said to myself, within myself, that everything is done, like everything we're supposed to do, say, you know, make, create, cultivate, manifest, you know, it's all done. Maybe I would feel better, because then I'd be off the hook, you know, and I'd be able to just move on like I did my soulmate. But I'm not. And I don't think I ever will in that way, because it's a much, much, much deeper connection that I didn't even know existed in this reality. I had no idea. You know, I've been in some pretty deep relationships without even soulmates. You know what I'm saying? To my standard. And the fact that there's something even deeper than that just blows my mind, you know? And I'm just asking God to help me to not be so hard on myself. I'm asking God to help me get rid of my perfectionist ways, and to have me be grateful, to stay in that energy of gratitude, to stay in that energy of positivity. You know, I'm asking God to help me continue to just, you know, take every day as a gift, and to not get so hung up, you know, on not being able to 3D wise talk to my twin and, you know, communicate in the way that I would want to communicate. And I've come across videos and websites and all types of stuff where they've said that, you know, the masculine, they said that a lot of times divine masculines are quite comfortable with just being on the 5D, you know. And I'm not trying to scare anybody who is in current separation watching this, but I've come across a lot of content, a lot of, you know, credible information from other twins and their experiences and all types of things. I've, you know, from books and all types of things, you know. And they say that a lot of times the divine masculine is comfortable, keeping it just spiritual, you know, 5D. And I have a huge problem with that. I have a huge problem with that. And they say that a lot of times, the divine feminine is yearning for the 3D, you know, wants the dream, the white picket fence and the dog, and, you know, they want the physical, you know. They want the physical to manifest. And can you blame anyone for that? I mean, for all the divine masculines out here, can you blame a divine feminine for wanting to make memories and be able to hold you and hold your hand and kiss you? And how can you blame someone for that? How can you see that as a negative thing? All because you're afraid, all because you don't know what people are going to say about you, and ooh, you're so spiritual, ooh, like, that's pathetic. Like, grow a pair of balls, you know? I know what I'm talking about because I've seen other divine masculines fucking say this, okay? They've said this. My twin has said this to me. He's told me that he was scared, okay? And that's not gonna cut it. I don't care if you're scared. You know, I don't care. Like, grow up. Just grow up. You know, and whenever I get in this vibe, whenever I get in this energy, I'm like, don't even show up. You know what I'm saying? Like, on the 5D, like, spiritually, telepathically, like, when I get like this, you all, I'm just like, don't even show up, because it's not good enough. You know, it's not enough for me. You know, don't even try to connect with me in that way when I cannot get what I want. You know, I cannot have what I want with you. Why are you, you know, I don't want to start cursing, because I can start, you know, I can start getting really angry if I think about it long enough. But I'm like, I don't want no sympathy. You know, I don't want no crumbs. I don't want no excuses. You see what I'm saying? You know, I'm a nice person when I have to be and when it's appropriate, but if you punk bitch me, I'll fucking be your enemy. You know, I'll cut your head off, literally. I do not play that at all. So, you know, nobody's gonna pull the wool over my eyes. No one's gonna play games with me. No one's gonna make me feel like I'm crazy. You know, it's not gonna happen that way. I'm sorry. It's not gonna happen. You know? And I feel like my twin should know better. Like, what's so disappointing, you all, is like, I feel like my twin should know better by now, bro. He should know better. He should do better. Not just for us, not just for me, but for himself. Because if he's not connecting with me, he's not connecting with himself. That I know for a fact. I'll repeat that. If he's not connecting with me, he's not connecting with himself. You know? And so who is he trying to hide from? You know? What is he trying to hide? You know, has he not done any shadow work? Has he not gone through the dark night of the soul? Has he not confronted whatever trauma that he's experienced? You know, has he not done anything? And I'm not trying to judge him, but it's just like, yes, I'm gonna judge, because it's like, what are you doing? You know, what are you doing with your life? Like, you're just gonna sit in that toxic sludge all your life. You're just gonna sit in that regret all your life. You're just gonna sit in that sorrow all your life because it's comfortable. You know, nothing in the comfort zone grows. You know, we discussed this in my other reading, you all, right? Nothing is able to be produced with being comfortable. Absolutely nothing. You know, and I'm not gonna preach to my twin either. I'm not his mother. You know, I'm not his daddy or his brothers or his sister. I'm not playing this game. Okay? I'm not playing this game. If my twin wants to hurt and suffer, I'll let him suffer. It's fine. Trust me. You know, he doesn't, let me tell you right now, my twin does not want to see the evil side of me, because it's there. Okay? It is there. And when it comes to enemies, when it comes to people trying to pull the wool over my eyes and disrespect me, I'm gonna get you. You know, I'll get you quick. So I don't want to turn on my twin. I don't want him to feel like I'm abandoning him, but I will do it. I will do it if he wants to sit in that pain. You know, I will let him sit in it if that's what he wants to do. And, you know, God have mercy on him at that point. You know, only God at that point can fix him, because I won't be doing it. You know, I won't be that support. You know, that energetic support, I will not be for him if he continues what he's doing right now. Okay, that I can assure. I've done it before. Okay, I've done it before, right? I have, and I'll do it again. Okay, because I'm not gonna put up with the excuses. I'm not gonna put up with the blatant disrespect. I'm just not gonna do it. And I haven't been doing it, and I haven't been talking to him, you know, because I don't care. Like, get it right or get lost. Simple. You know, if I'm doing all that I could do and all that I have within me, you need to reciprocate that. You need to match that, you know, and exceed that, quite frankly. You need to go beyond that, because you're the man, you know. You are the man, and you are supposed to be leading us to victory. And if you're not going to lead me to victory, you're going to lead me to torture, you're going to lead me to lose. I don't think so. I don't fucking think so, okay? I'm not going to have any man be the more dominant one in the relationship, you know, and lead me to an abyss, a dark, lonely, cold abyss. I don't want that. I don't want that kind of life. I want a man that I can rely on. I want a man that I know I can depend on. And if I can't depend on him like that, then we have nothing to work on. We have nothing to discuss. It's over. Completely over. At that point, if I feel like I'm not going to have a partner that is strong enough to weather the storm, you know. And right now, as I'm talking, I'm questioning that, you know, that deep down in my gut feeling, you know, that I could not explain, is what I'm feeling now. I'm finally able to feel it rise out of me, and now I'm expressing it, which is, can I rely on you? Can I trust you? Do I have confidence in you as not only a partner, but maybe even a father, you know, as a son-in-law, as a friend, as a confidant, you know? It's all those things wrapped in one, people. You know, a wife and a husband is just not a wife and a husband. A wife and a husband is a healer. A wife and a husband is a confidant, a rock, a support system, a lover, a friend. You know, you're everything. Like, this is a person you come home to, people. Like, this is a big deal, you know? This is a big deal. And you know, hopefully my twin does not feel that, but I'm pretty sure he does. Maybe he knows I don't trust him. Maybe he knows I don't respect him in that way. Maybe that's why he's just like, forget it. You know, she doesn't trust me, so why am I going to try to convince her? You know, why am I going to try to convince her that I can be dependable? You know, maybe that's what it is. I don't know. You know, maybe he's just thinking to himself, well, she doesn't have confidence in me, so I'm not gonna put in all this work, and then she's gonna leave me still. And that's fair. Okay, that's fair. If that's how he feels about it, that's fair. You know, if he feels like it's too much, and you know, he's not the man for the job, then so be it. You know, somebody else is. I'll tell you that much. Somebody else is, boo. there's always somebody else that can do the job. No offense, but there's always gonna be, I mean, this planet, okay, this planet has millions and billions of people. Okay, like it's, like I said, if you try hard enough and two people are committed, that's the most important thing, is the commitment. The agreement is what's the most important, because if you both are in agreement, you could bypass and pass a lot of bullshit that other couples are stuck in. You know, if you just start from the basics and from the foundation of we're in this together, you can overcome a lot of things. And so that's what I need right now. You know, that's what I need, is just the game face of we're going to do this. We're going to be able to, no matter what life throws our way, we're going to be able to weather the storm. And I heavily question that. I heavily question a lot if he's able to do that with me. You know, I don't know within himself as an individual if he's strong enough by himself to do that for himself. And that's what I'm talking about, is if he can't do that for himself, then he damn sure can't do that for me and for us. You know, I'm strong enough. I'm strong enough. I'm strong enough. I'm equipped. I have the right tools, the right information to never get divorced, to never walk away. If I am committed, if we are official, I have the ability to never leave him, ever. I know that. And I'm confident about that. I'm not cocky. I'm confident in that. I know that I have the ability to never, ever leave. If we both said, okay, we're in this together, you know, we are locked in. That's it. You know, we're not going to do no more separation, no breakups, no breaks. Like, I am willing to have a conversation with him and be like, this is it. Okay? There is no other people. There is no other options. I can do that. Can he? I don't think so. Okay? I don't think so. Okay, on a love level, on an emotional level, I believe he can. What I'm saying is, when the fire gets too hot, is he gonna run out of the kitchen? Is he gonna, you know, put up a wall like he always does? Like, no, I don't want that. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to keep dealing with that, guys. You know, it's like, are you in or are you out? Like, that's how I feel right now. It's like, are you in or are you out? Am I gonna move forward my life without you? Or are you gonna finally get your fucking shit together and sorry, and commit and stop playing games, right? Because I've had enough, you know, I've been having enough, you know, and I took a break from doing these type of videos and vlogs. I wouldn't even call it a vlog. I would call it just more of like a spiel, you know, a little, you know, soul chat. You know, I wouldn't even call it that, because before, my videos was just strictly about what's going on in our relationship. And now my videos are about lessons, right? And epiphanies and realizations. So it's a lot deeper than what I used to do. What I used to do was not as deep as what I do with you all now, with when it comes to this kind of video content, whatever you want to call it. Now it's way deeper than just, oh, we texted today. Oh, like now it's just like, this is my life. You know, this is my life, and I'm not going to play games in my life. You know, anybody that I feel is real can respect that. You know, and those who don't, so what? But anybody who knows what, you know, how hard it is, and they have achieved union, they know that it's not easy, and that in order for it to work, both of you, not one, both of you have to be committed. If you both are not committed, it's not gonna work. And that's just a sad reality, you all. If one person's in and out and in and out, that's not solid. That's flaky. That's wishy-washy. And I don't want that kind of life. You know, either you're with me or you're against me. Either you're for me or you're not. Either you're the one you're not. Either you're my man or you're not. Either you're my one of my safe places and my confidant, and one of my supporters, my rocks, and in my corner, or you're just simply not. You're an outsider, you know? You're on the sidelines like every other guy that I could be with. You know, you're not the main person. You know, you're in waiting. You're just standing idly by. And who the hell wants a person like that? You know, who the hell that can actually be open and committed would want a flaky person like that? I don't want a person like that. I want a person that's going to be able to be transparent about all things, from money to sex to their past to their present. It's the full deal with me. You know, it's a full package over here. It's not no side entree. Okay, like I want everything to be open, vulnerable. Like I want it to be not in secret. I want it to be upfront. And that's what I expect. You know, I expect to, especially if I'm going to marry this person, I expect this person to be able to tell me anything. Not just what they want to tell me, but what they need to tell me so that I can better help them. You know, it's not just about what I want. It's about the fact that it's going to help us. If we are more open together, it's going to help both of us. It's going to help both of us. So I'm thinking about the health of our relationship, not just the connection. Our 3D relationship is important to me. And I feel like any divine masculine should really respect that. And the fact that a lot of divine masculines do not is pathetic. And I'm going to call it just like that. I find it pathetic, because with a karmic, you could do that. With any other booty call, you could do that. With any other hussy, you could do that. But when it comes to the person that actually can see inside of your soul and knows who you are, you can't do that with. That's a problem for me. Okay? So it is what it is. But I make no apologies. I make no excuses. And I'm not going to make excuses for him either. You know, I will leave him where the hell he is. And he could sink or swim himself. He could sink or swim. He could drown in that water all by himself, because I'm not going to go down there with him. You know, I am high vibrational. My my mindset is rock solid. Okay? You know, I'm gonna toot my horn for a little bit. You know, the way I have trained my mind is rock solid. There was times in the past where negative thoughts would come up and they would just consume me. You see what I'm saying? And now it just washes over me. Things that would trigger me, it just washes over me, because I've done the work to know what makes me upset and what makes me not a very nice person to be around. And I fixed those things, and I'm still fixing those things. And so I want him to do the same thing, if not more, because he's the man, and he's going to be, you know, having that role of, you know, the head of the household, a father, a husband, you know, a provider. That's his role. That's what I want him to do. Okay? Nothing about politics now. I'm saying that's what I want in my life. If I'm gonna be with a man, I need my man to act like and be a man, a thoroughbred man. I don't want a man that is feminized and is weak and is not able to communicate. I don't want a man that is just, is it the word passive, or very chill and is not assertive. That does not turn me on. You know, men that are soft like that do not turn me on at all. You know, men that turn me on are bold, you know, assertive, confident, you know. And when I met my twin, that's what he was. You know, he was assertive, he was charming, and then it just seemed like the deeper the connection got, it just felt like he was nervous, he was not sure himself, he was wobbly, he was like, you know, it hit too close to home. You know, from what I could see, it felt like it was hitting too close to home and he was getting scared. And I don't blame him for that. But what I'm saying is, I don't need that person to show up. I need the man that I met to show up. I need the man that I know is there to show up, not the man that is a weakling and naive. I don't need that kind of man in my life. I need a man that is confident and is a protector and is gonna be, you know, a man that I respect, you know, a man that I wholeheartedly would love to be around, you know, as much as possible, you know, without us suffocating each other. Because I do believe that some people can suffocate each other, but, you know, I'm different. Like, I give him space, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm talking about, like, I give my partner space. Like, you know, I mean, in the beginning it was intense, so I think that that was a mistake on my end. But, you know, in general, like, I understand that, like, you know, we have life to do, we have things to take care of. You see what I'm saying? But that's what I expect, you know, to put it in a nutshell. I expect, you know, a person that I would walk down the aisle for, a person that I would you know, have kids for, cannot just be any kind of man. He has to be a man that I respect. And if I don't respect a man, I'm dang sure not gonna lay down with him. I'm dang sure not gonna produce no kids for him, and I'm dang sure not gonna love him. I can only love a man that I respect. I can only love a man that I respect. If I have no respect for the man, I cannot love him. Yeah, I cannot love him. So that's just the bottom line for me. So thank you all for watching. I'm gonna get off here now. It's probably maybe 5:30, 6 o'clock in the morning. Gonna try and go back to sleep for a couple, 2, 3 hours. Get up, start my day. I have a lot of things to do today. Love you all. Okay, take care. Bye.